Hi everyone, I'm here for the our second session in BPM mini course. In this session, we want to talk about preparation and BPM G. This session is short because we talk about the concept of BPM, and just we need to talk about a bit about other issue that we should know before our BPM journey. Also, the component of BPMG is very important for us. Let's let's dive in. We are in the first step of our BPM journey. First step is BPM is preparation. Preparation is a step that we consider whole of BPM journey. Also, we should um, consider about the view and attitude of our organization, culture and behavior of organization, because we want to establish a processes. So at the first step, we should change the mind of our people in our organization. Let's dive in. In first step preparation, at the first step, we should create a position, not only for BPM but also for us. The first step, the people in our organization should know us as a uh, people who know about the processes, who are the dominant expert of processes in your company. Just also, you should create a position for BPM. You can talk about BPM in every business you need about the benefits, and you should be trustable for your organization. You should be honest person in view of your organization, etc. We have 5 key points for that. The next step, you should know about the persuasion. You should persuade your organization that BPM is can be helpful for your organization. So now you can understand why we talk about the concept of BPM, why BPM is important, which company need BPM in other video. Also, we talk about the concept in our first session, so you should watch all of them. After that, you should know about the concept and principle of BPM, why BPM, definition, uh, competition, designing a competition in your company can help you to establish, create engagement actually in your organization, because you should engage their mind for processes and BPM, and designing a competition can be a very good solution. The competition should be about the process, benefit of process, life cycle of BPM. Also, you can use business process management roadmap, my book, and design some question, and after and distribute the book among your organization. After that, uh, by ask some answering some question can determine the winner. Also, it can be exciting, and with some result can help engagement, create engagement in your organization. Or designing poster about the benefit of BPM, what the naming sentence that we talk about our previous session. Or when you design process architecture, you can design process map, and the process map can be print as a poster in your organization or sent in your automation system to other employees in by watching, can create engagement for them. Also, after designing processes, it can use the processes on your background, and or print on your room, or etc., any way that is easiest in your organization. So consider the preparation is not a separate phase. We need to consider it preparation in our BPM journey, not just for the a phase. Is a journey in our BPM. Designing poster, I talk about the BPM and process map, designing competition, also BPMG. BPMG, we should doing tool selection. The first step is important for us because it can take effect on our BPM journey or our process designing as is process, etc. Training can help us. We should determine our methodology. As you know, I'm talking about my methodology. Here you can see the methodology as a life cycle, but you should customize, also tailor this methodology. The whole of methodology is okay for all of us, but we need to create some different in our detail and tailor this life cycle and methodology for us. We're familiar with BPMG. The first step, so you need to create position for BPM and for you both. You should talk about BPM, read about BPM, talk about benefit of BPM, and introduce yourself as a person who know about the BPM. If not, any person couldn't attention your talking, couldn't attention your request, so you can persuade your organization for uh, BPM journey. Also, consider it that you should be trustable, as I said. You should be honest person. You should be a person who one we can rely on this person and trust this person. The next is about a principle of persuasion. I wrote 10 principles in my book. I mean business process management roadmap. Here I'm one talking about two rules. One of them is golden bridge, and another is affect heuristic. Golden bridge is a rules that talk about you should create achievement in short time. We know BPM is a journey, so for getting achievement we need time, but probably the organization don't like wait for this time. The need, they need, they need, they need, and again they need to see a result of BPM in a short time. This means golden bridge. You can do by process mining, you can do by implementing as a pilot and select a sector of your organization, or just focus, for example, to PP2P processes, O2C processes, and after that you uh, dive to a BPM life cycle. So just you should consider your company situation and select which of them that I said can be helpful for you. Doing process mining, designing process and execute process by some software. Which of them is suitable for you? You should select it and you should create result in 2 or 3 months, not more. Just in 2 or 3 months, you should create a value for your organization. And then the next is about the effect of heuristic. Consider when I'm a CEO, when I'm seeing or hearing about the result of BPM in another company that I follow this company, it is can affect on me. Now, you should find some other brands and company that are in progressing and growing level and are very well known and famous in your industry. And the next step is searching about the result of BPM in that company. Yeah, first step finding this company. The second is what's the result and achievement of BPM in that company, and after that you should talk about this result for your manager or CEO and ask some question. Do you want to get in this achievement? Do you want to gain this result? Yes, their answer should be yes, will be yes. And after that you talk about, if yes, you need dive to BPM. Do you want to know what's the BPM? You can hold a meeting or short seminar by 1 hour or at most 90 minutes and talk about just talk about benefit of BPM. and you should relate it. Everything, every problem in your organization is rooted to non-processing oriented, and every good result to a process oriented view. Okay. I'm talking about another eight principle about persuading can help you. You can read my book about that. Now, just I'm introduced to uh, two principle of them. But what about tools selection? Why should I select choose in this phase in preparation? Pause the video, answer my question. Why we should select tools in the first step of BPM journey? There are lots of reasons. I want to talking about just two reasons. One of them is time management, and the next is effect of tools to our BPM journey. When I'm designing the processes, modeling the processes by BPM N, I should know that we should design the processes in L5, level 5, and after that I want to execute for these processes to our tools. Can be ERP, can be various type of BPMs. I don't know, it's related to your organization. You should select suitable tools, not best suitable tools for your organization. So I need to know about the feature and other uh, capability of this software and designing the processes by consideration of our tools. So the tools can be effect on our process modeling. I mean the capability and feature of tools, especially when we are talking about BPMS. But what about time management? When you are designing, imagine you are designing processes as these processes measuring analyzed to be processes. Now you want to select choose. So you should delay between after creating to designing to be processes and implementation. This delay is not useful for your organization. Also can be lead to a stop your BPM journey. This stop, this wasting time. Now you are imagining in the first step preparation, you do your actually tool selection. Now you dive to your BPM journey, and at the same time you bought the tools, establish the tools, and train about tools. And when your process is ready for implementation, your tools is ready for build your processes, develop your processes at the same time when you are doing simultaneously. It's very good for your time management. You should know about the concept. Just consider you should you should must to watching our previous session is very important to know about the concept. Please don't skip. But what is BPM governance? And the first I want to create definition. Also, I should say you that I want record another video about BPM governance and talk about by detail about that. Now just we want to familiar about BPM governance and the key components. Uh, Company consolidate and standardize processes. Do you want to do that or oversees all aspects of processes? This is the characteristics of BPM governance. BPM governance should lead to standardize the processes. Should consider to all aspects of processes. I mean our BPM journey, our BPM life cycle, or should be ensure processes are carried out by BPM governance. Align with organization by BPM governance. Assign role and responsibility by BPM governance. Have overall PPM, process performance management, PPM, by BPM governance. So BPM governance is talking about how we can standardize the processes in our BPM journey and carry out the processes. Also, at the same time, we should consider our process with align with our organization, align with strategic goals, align with enterprise architect, align with our business rules, and are considered to all aspects of our organization. The next step, assign role and responsibility. Probably you need to create some rule like process owner, process manager, process architecture, process analyst, etc. But not all of them at the same time. Step by step, the first step should be create a rule for process owner. But what's the responsibility? What's the role? What's the duty? Process governance can help you. Also help overall PPM, how you can measure the effectiveness, efficiency, etc. and other information. Is the short definition of BPMG. But what's the key component? I'm talking about what's the key component of a BPMG. Just here, I want to talk about the first component. We are 8 component: the governance structure, alignment with the strategic goal, process documentation, or etc. But what's the process governance structure? Should be created team or committee for BPMG related to size of your organization. If you are a huge organization, for example, like a SML and or other huge company or bank, you need to create a team. If not, you can create a just committee. The next step should be know about the BPM approach and also create a view in your organization. The next step is create, after that you should create a string committee. It's very important to know who is this string committee. The member of a string committee should be the top manager, CEO, and a level upper than. A level upper than. But you should consideration that should be a representative of BPM, representative of IT, financial, and CEO. The four is very important and essential for our steering committee. So after that, you should create rules and responsibility, and it can be created by a BPM procedure. I will talk about BPM procedure in the next slide. Don't worry. You should plan training program and skills development because you should train your executive committee, the second committee you should create in your BPM journey. I said first is a string and second is executive committee in your organization. You can select one representative from each business unit. You should be consider about the representative should be a person as a business expert in business unit, not other one. You consider about that. And you should train, for example, train the first step about the concept, and for example, the next month about the BPM, and the next month about the how they can measure the processes. The next one, and it's a journey, and you should develop their skills, and you should uh, create awareness about the BPM techniques and tools that we use in our BPM journey. Should create a stakeholder involvement by holding some meeting or create some result for them and one benefit of or value that BPM create in your organization. And the last, communication strategy is very important. The second key is alignment with the strategic object. You should create a matrix and by scoring determine how much processes are can support your strategic goal, and are there any other process for all of your goals, or no, you have a goals without any processes. How you can gain your goals if there isn't any process behind there. Process documentation, we talk about process documentation like uh, process architecture, project charter for BPM journey, uh, BPD, business process diagram, profile ID, process analysis and implementation documentation, implementation documentation. Performance measurement, you should measure efficiency and effectiveness among the processes. You should create a mechanism for measurement. It's very important and it's because it would be repetitive. Process control and validation mechanism for change management is very important to consideration. Change management, I will talk by detail about other key components in other video about the BPMG. Technology governance and also continuous improvement is other component. For example, when we talk about the process management, you should consider that you should, in this procedure, you should talk about some definition, as you know, talk about the step by step of our BPM journey and result of our BPM journey and who is responsible for each step, who should create, who should confirm, who should, and validate, and who should approve. For example, when you are designing process architecture, who should create, who should confirm, who should approve. Approved by, for example, a steering committee. Confirmation by executive committee, etc. And you should standardize all steps of BPM. When we talk about process architecture, which format? We need to have a special format or for prioritizing. We after process architecture, we face more than, for example, 300 processes. Which processes we should choose and start with it? The prioritizing is very important for us. Process analyze and improvement format and other format that you can see in a slide. We should talk about this format and attach this format to your procedure. And the last, you should know about the methodology. Methodology is very important and can be the most significant factor for effective success because help us to know about where we want to go, and is should be clear for us about the path and our journey, and about the step. We are talking about our BPM life cycle, and as I said, you should tailor this our life cycle for your own company. And effective project management can help us to create a plan because we know about the milestone and the steps, and also help us for reduction problem and reduction P manage risk actually, because we know in each step we should what we should do, and we can understood about the risks and problems that probably we can face. I'm talking about all of our BPM journey in my book Business Process Management. You can buy this book by some online website. Next session is very important because we want to create a process architecture. So don't forget, in these two sessions we are to preparation and talk about the concept, and just we want to create a concept and a new view for our organization. And we should do, for example, among our BPM journey and through our life cycle. Don't forget this. And we talk about how we can identify processes and create our first process architecture in our organization. I want to talk about all of my experience that lead to create a 13 step for designing process architecture. So don't forget to subscribe and also turn on a notification to knowing about our next session. Bye bye.